Can I get one more chance and do this all over now?
Thank you for being here, Adrienne Frantz, 3-time Daytime Emmy Award nominee, 1-time winner because 2 times they got it wrong. You know, 2 times they got it wrong.
Once you win once, you're like, it's good.
I know, right? Well, you are a unbelievable actress, and I love you. I'm a big fan, obviously, because, you know, I'm your manager, too. But honestly, really, 17 years on Young and the Restless? 17, 16, 50?
Yeah, it's like something like 17 to 20 somewhat, because they've still used scenes of me here and there, and they're, you know, when they have, they need to do a rerun, there you go. Even during the pandemic, I was like, I'm on Young and the Restless again today, or I'm on Bold and Beautiful again, and, you know, it's like, it's really been kind of like a staple of my life, you know, daytime television.
20 years.
Yeah, I mean, I started acting, actually, because my first job ever was not...
Was Sunset Beach?
No.
No?
I was on All My Children.
Oh, okay.
People don't even realize that. I don't even think it's on my resume, by the way. I just forgot about
Thank you for that.
I worked in scenes with Kelly Ripa, and, like, there was some scenes where my character was in an abortion clinic, and she was talking me out of it, or something like that, you know.
Well, you're the regular daytime diva.
Yeah.
You are the regular
The one you
daytime
love to
diva.
hate, yes.
Yeah, Amber Moore.
Moore, Forster, Romalotti, everything, yes.
I remember when I met you, my grandmother, who's now since passed away, was so excited because I was best friends with Amber Moore from The Bold and the Beautiful and Young and the Restless, okay? So, yeah, she was so tell me a little bit about, you know, you are still acting, you've never let it go, aside from when you were pregnant 3 times and, you know,
and
got married,
pandemic, you know, and
a pandemic, and a strike.
you know.
But you've always been 100% in the game, always, you know, gotten right back into shape. I mean, you're a force to be reckoned with.
Thank you.
But how is it to be a mom of 3 in the industry, married to an actor, all of that? I mean, it can't be easy, and your children are small.
Yeah, it is not easy to be a mom in the industry with 3 kids. It's hard, you know. I mean, but I mean, I think being a mom in general is like the hardest job you could possibly have.
For sure.
And my son Lion, I have a 7-year-old, Amelie, and Lion is 3, and Killian is 18 months.
Wow.
So, woohoo!
Yeah, you're not having sex.
No, no. No, I mean, it's really hard because, you know, I mean, I tell Scott, my husband, I feel like I can walk through and pick up a room, and then I just start walking, and there's 2 tornadoes that follow behind me.
Yeah.
Like, my son Killian will literally take books on a bookshelf and go just to watch them all fall. You know, like. But I mean, being in the industry with it, I mean, it's difficult. Recently, we found out that Lion was diagnosed with autism.
Wow.
He is ASD 2 and 3, I guess. He's got some of both, but we're working really hard with him. We found out because he was talking at a normal pace and everything, and then he completely just stopped, and he would only sing. So he would sing like entire scores of things like John Williams scores or Tom Petty or Beatles or Nightmare Before Christmas, anything Tim Burton he's like obsessed with, and he'll sing you the entire score, but he won't have a conversation with you. So we started him in school now, and he's getting better with talking and doing things, and at special school we went through the whole process of everything, so that's been a lot, but
you are the
now
only,
I feel like we're getting it back on track. So
you're the only person that I know that handled that diagnosis so well. I feel that it was, you know, it's a hard diagnosis, and you just handled it so well, especially you have a lot on your plate.
I think that it was more of like, well, what do I do? but it was like the what do I do was just like a second, and then I'm like, I'm on it. I'm going to do everything I can do to make sure he has the best possible life. And whatever I have to do to make sure he succeeds and gets those opportunities. At first, of course, you're crushed. When I got the diagnosis, I was just absolutely, I talked to you, I called you, I was crying like crazy. I didn't know what to do. I'm like, how your thoughts start rumbling, going, how is my child going to have a normal life? And you think that, like, he has to have a normal life, but he doesn't have to have a normal life. He has to have this special gift that he's given, and I have to help him have the best life by giving him every opportunity to take this gift, which I'm going to call his autism a gift, because I've never seen someone musically like him in my life. Yeah. So I'm going to take that gift and I'm going to give him every possibility to run with it. And I think that that's really what we should do just in general as parents is, if you see your child passionate about something, then do it. Same with child actors in this business. Mm-hmm. If you have a kid and they want to do it, I knew I wanted to do it since I was 6 years old, you know? Mm-hmm. I just kind of ran with it, and my parents kind of followed along.
Yeah, but was it at 6 that you got into it? Sorry to switch the subject here. But your passion for Lion is unbelievable, and your patience and everything, I mean, is unbelievable, by the way. I've seen it with my own eyes. So.
Yes, it's a lot, but, you know, you just have to realize how to go about it, you know? Like, my son's a runner. I have to have a stroller by me or he'll just kind of run. And he just thinks the world is such a beautiful, harmless place. And that's the hardest part about it. Because, there's a level of innocence there that, he's a little naive to the world. I mean, obviously most kids are, but it's like an extra level of it. So, you know, it's like it...
You're worried about the future and what kids are going to be like then.
Yeah, I mean, what does life hold 20 years from now? What you know, what are we going to do? You know, or I'm not, like, the youngest parent. What if I'm not here? That's why you're the godmother, so you can, like, care for me.
Kids are cruel. I'll tell you right now, kids are cruel. Mm-hmm. You know, some of the things my daughters have come home with, you know, being bullied by, or what children have said to them have blown me away.
They're nasty.
And you know, I want to say sometimes that it's indicative of how they're raised, but sometimes it's not.
It's not. Sometimes people are just evil. They're born evil, and they're going to always be evil. And kids can be nasty. When I was a kid, I remember kids being mean. And, like, that's a huge fear of mine, you know, especially with him, you know, being a little different. Then they call it neurodivergent now. So that's... You know, it scares me a little bit, but I'm going to be on top of it. And I am from Detroit, and if someone messes with my baby, they better watch out.
They're going to get their ass beat.
I am going to come after them with everything I got. I'm going to tell you right now.
That is right.
But yeah, I mean, being in this industry, getting back into it, I really wanted to, you know, make sure my kids were, you know, in a really good place. And, I mean, we've had a strike and stuff, but, yeah, I think I'm ready now to kind of get back into it and, you know, do it all.
Are you interested in doing soaps again?
Yeah. I mean, I think so.
Yeah, I think you'd be great back on a soap.
I did it for so long, and, like, Amber, I started playing Amber, and then I left the show, and then Young and the Restless called me because she was a really popular character and said, will you come and be Amber on Young and the Restless? So I think there's only been and then I went back to Bold and Beautiful and was Amber again. And I think there's only a handful of characters that have ever done that crossover, they call it. Yeah. It's like they're playing the same character on 2 shows. But, like, even contracted, like, there's really only, like, a few of us that have done that.
No,
So
Amber Moore was a tremendous character. I mean, your fan base is huge. Yeah, and you're in Italy, you're a star. You know.
Bold and Beautiful is the most watched show in the world. Yeah. I think it was in Guinness Book of World Records, like, years back even. But it's still the most...
Daytime show.
No. It's the most watched show in the world. Yeah. It had Guinness Book of World Records. It was, like, over 500 million viewers in, like, 117 countries daily.
Wow.
Yeah. It's insane. Like, it's crazy. Because I remember being there when they did the Guinness Book thing. Mm-hmm. And, but, like, going overseas, like, you see just how crazy it is. Like, people go nuts. Like, they sleep outside your hotel and stuff. It's, I mean, and we're not talking, like, 1 or 2, but, like, droves of people. You're just like, wow, this is... And then in the States, it's kind of crazy. Because, like, in LA and New York, like, everybody's surrounded by the industry for the most part, and it doesn't really faze anyone. I think like I really realized like how popular Amber was when I would go down south to like, you know, or like in the Midwest, but like definitely down south, like where my family like in Oklahoma and things like that, that people just go nuts, you know, or Georgia. I think I went to Lake Georgia with Scott's family at one point, and I mean, they just go nuts for that stuff. And it's like, I think it's, they feel really connected to you because you're there every day. So that people feel like they actually know you. Yeah. But as a result of that, I've had people come up to me, you're such a bitch. And I'm like, oh, well, not me. Amber. Yeah. Adrienne is actually really nice, but you're never going to give me a chance, so it's okay. We'll go with that. But yeah, I mean, people get crazy.
Do you consider other, not CBS, but do you consider other soaps?
Yeah. You know, I think I did a thing for Days of Our Lives with Scott. A while ago, we did an episode of the Beyond Salem, like the special Peacock show that they have. And it was fun, you know, it was fun to play, like, just a different, wild, crazy character that was, like, nothing like I had played before. Yeah. I've never done GH, so, you know.
GH, we're going to give you a call, GH.
Never done GH. I don't know, it was always just very special playing Amber because it's...
Yeah, I mean,
feels like home.
I'd love
so
you to play Amber because it would be, I think the fans would really love a comeback. You know, it's about time for a comeback, and you look fantastic.
Thank you. I'm going to say, like, I got some mom arms. I got muscles, man. Wow, carrying 2 little babies around? Woo! I'm like, I've never had guns before. I'm like, rrr. This guy's like, what are you doing? You look like... wrestling, whatever it is, the WWF, what is it?
WWF, the world.
It is, well,
so, question. Okay. You're married to an actor. Mm-hmm. How is that?
You know what? I think it's great because I understand the business and he understands the business, and there's no jealousy if you're working. Like, that, I have to say, is, like, the biggest thing for an actor that's married to anyone or being with anyone. I've had boyfriends that are like, I can't believe you're kissing so-and-so every day, or you're doing this and that. I'm like, dude, this is a job and it's make-believe, and we're literally talking about what color carpet you're putting in your house 5 seconds before we're doing the scene, and we're kissing, and then I'm like, I think green. You know, when we're done. Like, it's not, there's not a thing. Like, it looks like it's a thing because you're a good actor. Like, it's acting. So, the one thing I've always really appreciated was the fact that there was none of that. There was no jealousy, nothing like that. Because that's just such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, because you used to say you would never marry an actor.
Yeah, and that's because of that.
Yeah. How would you feel about putting your children in acting? How do you feel about that?
So I have always said that if your kid wants to do it, they will tell you. Yeah. And I was never about, like, putting them in, like, I think they have, like, a commercial agent just because... They just do because we're in this industry, and if something came up, but I'm also like not gonna let my kids do a bunch of like crazy non-union Pampers paying $500 to work for 15 hours. I'm sorry, or whatever it is, like that's doing a non-union job. I'm like,
you are every agent's worst nightmare.
I know, but no, I'm saying that like, I don't want to, because if they don't want to do it, if they wanted to do it and they were like, I'm doing that non-union job, and they believed in it and they really wanted to do it, I would say go for it, you know. But I see a lot of times parents pushing their kids into it, and I would never do that. And just now, Amelie has decided like she wants to get into acting, and I'm like, okay. And I mean, she's already been my drama queen every single day. Like the other day, I double tied her shoes at school, and then she couldn't get it untied to change her outfit, and she was so upset, and like, you know, the world ended because, you know, as a dramatic 7-year-old, the world ended. You double tied them.
Kids are the best actors, but when you have a child that is an actor, everybody needs to beware. Yeah. I mean, my you know, Skylar's always been an amazing actor, my child, right? And you know, we found out years later, but boy, she was getting double lunch in kindergarten. Like, we'd pack her a lunch, and she literally went to the lunch ladies and would be like, I don't have lunch today. And for years they gave her one, thinking that we weren't feeding the kid. Yeah. And she had double lunch. Yeah. You know, when you actually are an actor that bleeds an actor, you're fucked. Yeah. I mean, your kid is going to get away with everything. I mean, it's unbelievable.
She's everything is drama with Amelie, but I love her so much, and she just recently goes, I think she just found out that I'm an actress. Like,
Okay.
she said, she came home from school the other day and she goes, Mom, in case you didn't know, I'm famous. And I was like, oh, you are? And she's like, yeah, I've been in a movie. I was like, because she was in a movie that I was in once.
Yeah.
And like they needed like a 2.5-year-old in this scene. And I was like, I'll just stick Amelie in it, you know? She's like, you know, she wants to be an actor, or if she does or not, she's already there with me. And so we were like, okay, so she had her work permit already, you know?
Yeah.
And just because we had it, because, you know, that's what you do when you have a kid that's got a commercial agent, just in case something really great comes along or whatever. So she had her work permit, and I was like, well, she could do it, and it's seen with us, and that's it. But apparently her friend Googled her and said, she's been in all these red carpets and things, and she's like, I just wanted you to know I'm famous. And I was like, look, did you like that? You like that feeling? She's like, yeah. And she's like, I've decided I'm going to be an actress. And I was like, oh boy. I was like, no, not because of fame. You want to do it because you like love the craft or anything. But she doesn't understand the craft yet. So, but now that's like what she's talking about. So it's going to have to start getting in some classes.
It seems like she's going to be the girl.
I'm going to be calling you going, where am I getting the headshots done? What do you want me to do?
Yeah, she definitely is going to be like her mother, you know? She's going to want to do it for sure.
Yeah, she doesn't have the shy gene.
No.
That's the same with me. I wasn't born with it. Like that, I wasn't born with a censor button either. Like, don't say this.
No, you were not born with a censor button. What do you think? I remember when we were young, and we were young actresses together, you know, we met at, I remember meeting you at that voiceover for Rugrats.
No, it was Wild Thornberries.
Wild Thornberries.
We were like 18, I think.
We were 18.
Yeah.
We were doing a voiceover for Wild Thornberries. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, who the fuck does this girl think she is? You came in like, you know, you came in like, you own the space, Amber Moore, okay? And then we ended up leaving as friends together. Yeah. And it's been status quo ever since. But we had a really, really great time when we were young.
Did. Oh, yeah. We used to live together at one point.
Yep.
We used to throw crazy Halloween parties. With like 500 people.
Yes.
Not a joke at the house. People still are talking about the Halloween parties. You know, I just recently, I just went to the Young and the Restless 50th anniversary party. They invited me to come, and I was talking to some people there that were talking about the epic Halloween parties that we used to have.
Yes.
And I was talking to Ashley and Casey, and they were like, have another one. I was like, have another one? I was like, I've got 3 kids. I could,
with my cane.
Yeah, I was like,
you know?
It took us like months to plan and decorate. Decorate.
Yeah.
I mean, we went all out. We had like dead crows hanging from the ceilings and stuff. I mean,
those were great times.
Great.
Those were great times. And we were young actresses then. I remember us going on auditions.
Yeah.
And, you know, you were the only one that didn't have to have a job because you were on TV already, and the rest of us had to, you know.
No, you were on TV with me at one point. We were on the same show together.
That's right, until I got fired. And then I had to go back to waiting tables, and then
no, that's when you opened up.
And then I opened up
Act
or not,
it was not. It was Act for Real, but that became Chanel Grey Studios.
Yes,
and
then so on and so forth. Yes. But I've known you forever, and you've always been amazing, you know.
Well, you've always been amazing. You've always been like, set your mind to something and I'm going to do it. Like, you have drive. That is you. Moxie.
I got moxie,
You got moxie, baby. But BFFs forever, man.
That's right.
Awesome. It's like, it's really great.
So tell me, what question do you have for me? What surprise question do you have for me? I'm surprising you with that. Do you have any questions for me? I mean, you know a lot about me, so this is going to be hard for you. This is going to be really hard for you, so you might not. You know so much about me.
I could ask you something that other people might not know.
Oh, wow. Wow. You want to raise the laundry. You want to do the laundry.
Actually, no, I'll be nice.
Okay.
Out of your entire career, everything that you've done, acting-wise, actor-wise, anything, what is your single favorite moment of your career? If you had to say one moment that was your favorite moment. It could be on set somewhere. It could be doing something. What was the one moment that just still, if you can think about would give you little shivers down your spine as like, oh, that's a good thought. Like that you could sense memory yourself back to like a really good moment.
It was definitely, and I can definitely say this, it was definitely the moment that I didn't have to do any other job anymore besides work for myself.
Yeah.
It was that moment that it happened that, and it started with the acting studio, Act for Real.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have used my money right and do stuff with all the jobs I did, but of course I didn't. We blew money all the time on shoes and purses, but it was that moment when I didn't have to go work at Saddle Ranch or go work as a temp, and I could just work for myself. But that's a great question, yeah.
It's pride.
And it was pride, yes, and it was, pride.
No, I'm proud of you.
Love you.
I love you.
Thank you.
Sorry about yesterday. I know I've been distant lately. Seems this trouble won't leave me alone. We're so fucked up, you and me. So fucked up, we have to be. So fucked up, you and me. So far, so what? Feels like everybody is waiting to see who's gonna give up, who's gonna believe. Lately I'm just dying to